right, let's get going. Welcome to the December 1st Steering Committee. Before we get going, let's go ahead and get it to approve the minutes. So, Commissioner Reed.
Mr. Chairman, I've read through the minutes. I have gone through them. I haven't found any problems, and I move that they be approved.
All right, I got a motion. Got a second? Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. We have two public comments tonight. First is both our topics are Jackson Law. First will be Susan Allen. Hey.
Good evening. My name is Susan Allen. I live on Nelson Lane in Murfreesboro. And I didn't have an opportunity to look over the Jackson Law resolution that's going to be presented tonight. So some of my comments may be applicable, some not. But I am here to express strong support for a resolution urging our local state representatives to preserve the Jackson Law when they reconvene in January. The Jackson Law provides some of the most important protections our communities have when it comes to siting and operation of landfills and solid waste facilities. It ensures that decisions with far-reaching impacts on public health, safety, and the environment are not made behind closed doors or imposed on local neighborhoods without input. Instead, it guarantees that the people who live here and the governments elected to represent them have a meaningful voice in these decisions. Instead, it guarantees, preserving the Jackson Law is essential to maintaining transparency, accountability, and public engagement. Without these protections, communities could face massive changes to the quality of life and property values with little warning and no opportunity for public review. Local governments know their communities best, and they must retain the ability to evaluate proposed waste facilities based on local conditions, environmental concerns, and long-term planning needs. Any repeal or weakening of the Jackson Law would strip away local control and open the door for landfills or waste operations to be placed without adequate consideration of community impacts. That is simply unacceptable for a county experiencing the growth and environmental pressures that Rutherford County faces today. For these reasons, I urge you to adopt a resolution that sends a clear message to our state representatives to not only preserve the Jackson Law in its current form, but also to oppose any legislation that would repeal, amend, or otherwise weaken its provisions. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Allen. Ms. Cummings? Welcome.
Hi, I'm Lori Cummins. I live at 702 Fenwick Close. I am here to ask that you keep the Jackson Law intact, since it is so important for our community. If it gets amended in any way, it will be detrimental to our county, to the entire north side of the county. And if to the Tennessee Task Force gets a hold of it, they're going to amend it. They're saying that they want to amend, not repeal, but amend their special word, and then have the Tennessee take control of it. That does not need to happen. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, let's move on. Next on the agenda is we need to confirm the 2026 holiday calendar. Commissioners, it's on your iPad. Do we have any questions? Motion to approve?
Second.
Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right. Next, we need to confirm Martin Lykins as Senior Judicial Commissioner, 4-year term. Is it Lykins? Oh, come on up. Sorry about that. Just speak and just face and speak, tell about who you are, and that's what we asked for, to ask who you are and tell us why you,
Yes, sir. Martin Lykins, I've clerked for the judges in General Sessions Court. I work for Melissa Harrell in the clerk's office as well. Clerked for Judge Bennett about a year and a half, as well as working with the first Judge McFarland, as well as Judge Tidwell when he was in General Sessions. So I worked there for multiple years in the clerk's office, as well as clerking for the judges. Went back to the private sector for about 3 years in insurance, and then saw this opportunity and applied, and look forward to hopefully serving the citizens of Rutherford County in this situation and giving them the best I can.
is there any questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, I need a motion to confirm. So moved. Need a second? Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All right, let's move on. Next, we need to confirm the reappointment of Francis Mosby and Robert Asbury for the Correctional Work Center Board, 2-year term. Is either one of them here? Okay, we're confirming their reappointment. So do I have a motion to confirm? Got a second? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, let's move on. I need to announce one vacancy on the Codes Enforcement Adjustments Appeals Board. This is a 5-year term. I need to announce 2 vacancies on the Conservation Board. These are 5-year terms. I need to announce 6 vacancies on the PBA, 6-year terms. These are appointed by the mayor. I need to announce a vacancy on the Planning Commission to fill a retiring member seat. Term expires August of 2026. This is also appointed by the mayor. All right, next we're going to move on. Let's go to our lobbyist report. And Will, come on up.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the steering committee. Pleasure to be here with you tonight. Mr. Chairman, I'd like to first talk about real estate transfer, and then we can talk about solid waste. The thing I want to start off with on real estate transfers, you know, we've been working on this for a while, Mr. Chairman. As you know, you've been involved in discussing this over and over and over again. We've been working on this for a couple of years now. This has been part of our efforts of how to have the taxes that are paid by people that are buying homes go to a project in the county without raising taxes, right? So this money, what we're talking about is the half that's just going to the general fund. If you recall, back during session, there was some concern about the revenue of the state. There was concern about what was going to happen to the economy. There was a concern that it was going to basically flatline. Fortunately, the state ended with $206.5 million more revenue than they estimated. So they met all the revenue estimates, and then $206 million is what they closed the books with, more than they estimated. The reason why that matters is what we're talking about is 130 to 140 million in full, and we're talking about phasing this in maybe over a 3-year period. The revenue, the numbers came in on November 14th since our last meeting, and I can tell you right now, the state is now 84.8 million more revenue in the first 3 months than estimated. So they closed the books with 2. So you can see what's happened here. The economy is taking off. It's doing good. Mr. Chairman, as we've discussed, the Fed will meet next week on December 10th. It matters what the Fed does. If we see another rate cut, I think we're going to continue to see growth in the economy. And, you know, that's the major question here. First question is there money available to do this? Second question, is this a priority? And we're hoping that the governor's going to make it a priority in his budget. That's a real estate transfer.
Will, I've been getting some emails, so we're going to go back and do a little bit of a review. So first I want you to explain what a real estate fee is, and I want you to tell me what the current rate is now.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So it's 37 cents per hundred. You pay that to the Register of Deeds when you record your deed. So it's a tax that's paid on the market value of the home, or what you've paid for it, whichever is higher. 37 cents per hundred. We're not trying to increase that. We're just taking half of that is what we'd like to do and use it for local projects in the community, in the county where the tax is paid. It's paid, obviously, wherever the property is located.
And so we're trying to go up to 50, right?
No, sir, we're not trying to increase it at all.
No, I'm talking about our share of it.
That's correct. We're trying to say that of the 37 cents, 18.5 cents would remain in the county where it's paid and used for infrastructure projects in the county, not for salaries and wages, only for infrastructure projects. So the people that pay the tax will get some benefit for the tax they're paid locally.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Chairman. Will, have you heard of any other asks for the appropriation of any of that money? Because how many years have we been collecting that tax? It's many years. That's already been paid. Has that ever been appropriated into anything in the budget? And have you heard of additional asks that we're competing with?
So, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Commissioner. There may be other proposals I'm not aware of that have tried to earmark funds off. There are some funds earmarked now for wetlands, and there's some small pots. We're not trying to disturb any of those. We're only talking about money that just goes to the general fund that's completely unallocated.
So probably looking at this, and me and you discussed this a lot,
Yeah.
it's not going to happen all at once. So it's going to be what,
3 year.
okay,
But we're hopeful for a 3 year, Mr. Chairman, trying to phase it in over the course of 3 years. So basically, say 6 cents per year, 3 years in a row. And that's also assuming the economy stays strong.
and who's sponsoring this?
So Speaker Pro Tem Pat Marsh in the House and Majority Leader Jack Johnson in the Senate.
Okay. All right, is there any questions on the real estate fee? All right, anything else, Will? You want to address our solid waste?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I want to say thank you. I know this is a hot topic, obviously. Thank you to the speakers earlier. Mr. Chairman, last year in 2025, this last legislative session, Chairman Reeves and Chairman Terry unanimously passed and funded a advisory task force on solid waste to examine and review issues related to solid waste. That task force has held an organizational meeting and established a framework and schedule to do its work. They are planning to methodically examine solid waste in a 3-year format. So year 1, discovery and benchmarking, year 2, strategy development, blueprinting, and year 3, drafting policy, budget estimates, and final recommendations. Also, there's expected to be a separate effort, and of course we've got the resolution tonight, but there's expected to be a separate effort from the Solid Waste Association and the State Chamber to bring legislation to weaken or bypass the Jackson Law, which effectively would weaken or override local control on landfills. And finally, we've heard from advocates for the Waste to Jobs Act, which is a bill pending before the General Assembly. So that's the current situation on solid waste, and there may be new bills filed when the General Assembly reconvenes next month in January.
Well, one of the questions I got is, I kind of looked into this Jackson Law, and I have a question. It says some of them are saying that Rutherford County will be exempt from this. So I've been in government for a little bit of a while, and isn't that is that a tactic? I've seen this tactic before. I'm just asking, I want to make sure Rutherford County is exempt from this.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I've seen that before where, in order to try to get a bill passed, you might exempt certain people that have a major stake in it. I've seen that done before. I've heard that language. I haven't actually seen the bill yet, but yes, sir, Mr. Chairman, I've heard that.
All right. Anything else? Any questions? Thank you, Will. Oh, wait a minute. Chairman Phillips?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Will?
Yes, sir.
Is there any logic at all behind the new proposed adjustment to the Jackson Law? Is there any logic behind that? Have you heard any reason why they're doing it?
Mr. Chairman, the proponents would like to, they would like to do that, and it would move away from local control. That would be the logic.
So it's not a county, or it's not city, or it's not anyone relating to the government anywhere in Tennessee that's pushing this.
That's exactly right, Mr. Chairman. It is certainly not coming from local government, no, sir.
All right, anything? All right, thank you, Will.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to skip around a little bit. I'm going to go to the Jackson Law resolution. So Commissioner Piercy has brought this up, and I agree with him. I wanted it to come to steering first, which it should, and he is asking us for a resolution. Have instructed Nick to come up with one, and he has. It's on your iPads right now. So before I read this resolution, Commissioner Piercy, would you like to speak? Come on up, Steve. Welcome.
Thank you, Chairman Harris, committee members. The idea for me for this started 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was viewing one of the committees at the state level, and they were discussing what they were planning on doing or wanting to do with the trash issue and all. And one of the gentlemen there made the comment, which really got my attention on this. He said, sometimes a county has to get something they don't want to realize later on they really needed it. That kind of logic to me doesn't make a lot of sense, and I don't want to be engaged in conversations with that logic. So I thought, it really couldn't hurt us to ask to have a resolution crafted stating that we want to maintain our Jackson Law. We've had it since the early 90s. We're one of 43 counties in the state that have this law. I really can't see why they're making such an issue to do away with it, since over half the counties don't have the law. But then in the back of my mind, I understand why they want to do away with it. That way decisions can be made to affect us, to affect y'all, and we'll have no control in it whatsoever. Counties that don't have a landfill could very easily have one at that time. Counties that have a large landfill like we have, it could become enormous, and we couldn't have hardly any say-so in it at all. I appreciate y'all doing this. I appreciate Nick drawing up the resolution. I've read it. I'm in full approval of it. And I think it would be good for Rutherford County. I think there's been just a little adjustment discussed, and they will probably talk about that after it's read. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. All right. I will leave this up to the committee. It's a pretty long resolution. If you'd like me to read it, I will. It is, however, on your iPads, if you'd like to look at it. Nick, do we need to read this?
Flip to the last page, and this is following where it says, now therefore be it resolved by the Rutherford County Board of Commissioners as follows, and just read the 1, 2, and 3 there, or actually just, yeah, that'd be fine, just as,
I'm going to read the whole back page.
okay.
Okay, Rutherford County strongly supports the continued effectiveness and integrity of the Jackson Law, and affirms that local governing bodies must retain the authority to approve or disapprove solid waste disposal facilities or expansions thereof indefinitely. Rutherford County opposes any legislation introduced in the Tennessee General Assembly that would remove, diminish, or otherwise impair the authority of counties and municipalities to review, approve, or disapprove landfill sitting and expansion proposals under the Jackson Law. That a copy of this resolution shall be transmitted by the county clerk to the members of the Rutherford County Legislative Delegation. This resolution shall take effect immediately upon its passage and approval, resolved this 11th day of December 2025. So do I have a motion to approve this resolution? So moved. I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Any discussion?
Mr. Chair, I have some discussion.
Commissioner Kush.
Item number 1 that you read says that so-and-so, so-and-so, and affirms that local governing bodies must retain the authority to approve. Rutherford County is part of the Regional Solid Waste Authority that make up the handful of counties, us included. They are not mentioned in this resolution. I think they should be acknowledged, and I'm just wondering if between now and full commission meeting that if Nick and Commissioner Piercy, if it meets their approval, could add some language to include the Regional Solid Waste Board as part of this resolution.
So you're making an amendment?
Please.
Okay, so I have an amendment. Can Mike make an amendment if he was second? Okay, Mike's got an amendment. Do I have a motion to amend to add the regional board to the wording of this resolution? Have a second. All right, we're going to have to vote on this.
Who was the second?
Commissioner Reed. And this is on the amendment. Commissioner Phillips.
Nick, does the original Jackson law cover anything that relates to the Regional Solid Waste Committee?
Commissioner McAdoo.
I learned about this today, about possibly adding the Central Solid Waste Regional Board, the language to this resolution, and my comment was, on its face, I don't have an issue with doing that. What I will want to do is make sure that the interaction between the Jackson law and the Central Solid Waste Board don't in any way conflict, so that we can merge the two, marry the two within this resolution. Because I think ultimately the intent is we don't want local control taken away from us for landfill decisions. So I think it's okay, but if there's any issue, I can alert Chairman Harris, yourself, and Mr. Piercy. If there's, for whatever reason, for a legal reason, it cannot be changed. But barring that, I'm happy to include that language for the commission meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. You good? Yes, sir. All right, let's vote on the amendment.
Commissioner Beverly?
Yes.
Commissioner McAdoo?
Yes.
Commissioner Wilson?
Yes.
Commissioner Cush?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson? Yes. Commissioner Reed?
Yes.
Chairman Harris?
Yes. All right, now we're to the original motion to send this resolution to the full commission with our recommendation. Any questions? Okay. That's up to you, Steve. We'll send it to Public Works. Send it to Public Works
Tomorrow night.
tomorrow night. All right, go ahead.
Commissioner Reed?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson? Yes. Commissioner Wilson?
Yes.
Commissioner McAdoo? Yes. Commissioner Beverly? Yes. Commissioner Cush?
Yes.
Chairman Harris?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right. All right, next is our HR report. Tell you why she's walking up here. Gentlemen, look at your iPads and look at the litigation report. Is there any questions on this list? None? All right. You're up.
So the first item on the iPad is the active job postings. These are the postings that are out there as of right now. It tells you what the job title is, the department, and how many applications we've already received. As you can see, the Emergency Communications Division of the Sheriff's Office has received 200 applications for their Communications Division and 235 applications for their Detention Division. And another big one is we also post jobs for 911, and they've received several applicants for their positions as well. So that's just to let you know what's out there right now today. The next item is the job postings that took place during the last month. These were as of October 31st. These are the positions that were posted in the month of October. Told you what positions they were and how many applications we received with that. And as you can see, Juvenile Detention Center, Administrative Support for Youth Services got 108 applications. Our patrol officers certified. The patrol unit received 65 applications. Detention officer at Correctional Work Center, 26, are some of the bigger numbers that we have. So this shows you what was out there for the last month to fill the open positions that we had last month. The next item on the agenda is our regular snapshot. Some of the biggest items. Holy, I'm so sorry. It's super sensitive tonight. Under the ADA, we have 54 different activities this month. And primarily what that was a concerted effort between some of the efforts of maintenance where they were putting up smoking, and then also we were updating some other stuff. So there was some additional signage going out for our smoking policies and other things. The next item under that was the personnel changes. There were 36 different activities for that. Audits and recurring. The primary thing that we audited is we did a military time audit to make sure that we don't owe anybody any additional monies. We always look at that for the people who have been in like the last few months to make sure if they're still on active leave that they're receiving all the benefits from the county that they should receive. Under benefits, there were 41 different activities. The biggest items were under their pension, our TCRS, military applications, and also estimates and applications for retirement. We had 23 of those this month. Community involvement. The biggest thing that we did was Main Street Board meeting to get ready for our upcoming Christmas tree lighting event. If you have not heard about it, it will be this Friday night, beginning at 6:30. So you should come. We've got food trucks and lots of activities, and that'll be a lot of fun. So bring the whole family out. Oh, is it going to rain? Oh, thanks a lot. Okay, events. The only event, like I said, was the Main Street event, which we've got coming up. HRS maintenance, this is on our My Benefits Channel system, and we had 71 updates for this last month. We're always trying to improve based on the feedback that we get from the employees who utilize it, new hires that utilize it, applicants, to try to improve it and make it better. Leave, we had 191 different leave activities. Of those, the largest one is FMLA. We have 139 people on FMLA and 35 people on military leave right now. Legal services, these are anything from unemployment hearings to complaints, Title VI surveys, and those type things. So we had 11 different activities for that for the month. Offboarding and turnover, there were 70 different activities for that. That includes, unfortunately, as everyone knows, we did lose Mark Tucker, and we lost him last month. Our exit interviews, we had 32 of those completed by people who have left the county to give us information on how we can improve and do things better. And then there were other activities related to it, one of which was a retirement. Onboarding, there were 259 different activities for that, the largest being in our salary evaluations. We have to go through and evaluate everybody, and it's really, when we include the sheriff's office, it's a 3-step process. We want to make sure that when we make somebody an offer that it's correct, and we're not saying later, that we made a mistake. So we do everything in our power to be accurate. Policy changes, those were job descriptions and revisions. There were no changes to the handbook this month, but we did update several job descriptions. There were 4 different job descriptions and made 1 new job description. Promotional activities, there were 23. This is where individual organizations offer discounts like the Nashville Zoo or sometimes apartment complexes and Dollywood, just different activities like that, offer benefits specifically to our employees, and we post those on their site just so that they can see them. Recruitment activities, there were 1,098. We received 406 applications. We sent out 61 declination letters, had 21 interviews, 25 different job postings, 136 social media and recruitment events, so all those add up to that. Reports and surveys, there were 855, with the largest being our open records requests. We had 231 records requests. A lot of redaction activities. We had 298 Title VI requests in that group, and quite a few unemployment. We had 50 different unemployment activities for this month. Special projects, there were 25 different projects for that, and those could be anything to our upcoming gift wrapping event that we'll be doing with the Soldier's Child to other activities in the county like employee recognition. Evaluation and testing, there were 93 of those, 22 background checks, MMPIs for law enforcement, and random drug screens, we had 12. Title VI, these are where we provide language services to our departments, and we had 320 different activities for that month, 297 being for Spanish, 8 for Arabic, and 7 for Burmese were the largest numbers that we had. Under training, we had 157 different activities. We trained on business ethics, drug-free workplace, Title VI and ADA, sexual harassment, did employee handbook, and also some Title VI training. And that completes my report. Are there any questions?
Any questions? Jeff?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Sonia, last year and some the year before that, we made adjustments to salaries simply because of some exit interview information that we were getting back that they were leaving for other jobs because of low salaries. Are the exit interviews that you're conducting now the same, or are they for different reasons other than salary? I guess what I'm asking, have we made progress from the exit interview perspective about losing employees because of wages?
I would say from a turnover perspective, I do believe we've made an impact because we're not seeing as many jobs being posted. We are receiving more applications for positions we do post, which tells me that we're receiving more entrants. From the exit interviews, it could be anything to they're going back to school, they're moving out of state. There are still people who are leaving for more money for some organizations, but it's not to the volume that it was at one point in time, to answer your question.
Any more questions? Need a motion to approve our report?
Motion to approve.
Second, I need a second. Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mike?
I have a question. I have a callback.
Okay?
Okay, and I don't want to put you on the spot, but a few months ago, there was some, well, let me start this way. Earlier in November, there was an article in the D&J that quoted our county assessor regarding some business on some records requests that he discussed publicly with the D&J. This body, about 3 or 4 months ago, heard from your office about those very same records requests. And what's not jiving with me is some of the comments in the D&J with some of the, I'll say, facts, or what your findings were in regards to those requests, in particular, the payment or non-payment of those records requests. So there seems to be still a huge discrepancy in a he said, she said. So I would like to put that to bed because this has been dragging on for several months. And I know that I think this body even approved, or even per Nick's request, that we have now altered our method of records request in terms of payment, right? How we receive payment or things like that. Because of that one incident, we have changed the way we bill. So I'm going to suggest this, and if this needs to be a motion, Mr. Chair, I'll be happy to do it. But in simple language, I'm going to suggest that our HR director and Nick Christensen, our county attorney, look at some options that are available to verify the facts. What was said in the D&J by our county assessor versus the facts that were presented to us 3 or 4 months ago by our HR. And if whatever those findings are, come back and present to this body, and perhaps even Ted Beatty, if Ted is still the chairman of the Ethics Committee, I'd like to get this put to bed once and for all.
I mean, Nick, I don't know, I mean, you can make a motion to refer this to Nick for, I guess, your opinion on this.
I'm happy to get with Ms. Stevenson to discuss this and report back to this committee.
Is that good for you, Mike?
If it needs legs or gravitas, what it needs to be in a motion, I'm happy to make a motion, but you tell me, Nick.
I think I have my direction. So,
Okay.
You can put in the minutes that Commissioner Cush requested that this be done, and that Sonia and myself report back to the committee.
Okay. There's two sides of the story, obviously, but to come out in the paper in November and make those statements, which contradict to what we were told 3 or 4 months ago, we need to figure out the bottom of what's going on.
Understood.
That's all I
I
have.
need a formal motion.
Oh, we do want a formal
Yes.
motion.
We do need a motion.
You do not.
We don't need it?
No.
Make it, put it in the minutes?
Yeah, just put in the minutes
Okay.
that Commissioner Cush requested me.
So noted, Mike.
Thank you.
And then I have one other item on your table. I was late in getting this to our OIT department, so it's totally my fault. And I'm sorry that it is microscopic because it is an electronic form. But I brought this to you last month about taking our boards and committees and making them in an electronic application process like we do all other applications. It makes it easier for us for onboarding because what's been happening is we're not getting them onboarded and they're actually starting on a board or a committee prior to having their paperwork to payroll. Then they don't get their paycheck and then they're wondering why they don't get their paycheck. And so this helps us streamline this process. It really is the same application, we've just put it in electronic format. The only thing that I would ask of this body is that when we do have those announcements and we do vote on who we're going to submit, who you're going to submit forward to the commission for final approval, is that it be clear to those board members and committee members that they have to work with HR to get that paperwork completed, because we do get quite a bit of pushback from some of those committee members. And so I can't pay you if you won't give me the information I need to pay you. So I would just ask that kind of be reiterated every time we appoint somebody, if that's possible. But
You want us to change the policy to where we go to this right here?
yes, and we will
Okay.
post it on the county's main page. Actually, we'll put it on the mayor's, I guess the main mayor's office page, because the boards typically look for that. So when you announce, you would, instead of telling them to go to the mayor's office for an application, you could refer them to the website or HR, and we can help them with that application. If they don't have a computer, we have a kiosk in our office. Any one of us will be happy to help somebody apply. If they don't have the computer skills that they need to do that, we will be happy to help them with that process.
Mike?
Thank you. Sonia, you may or may not know the answer to this, but if you don't, if you'll do some history, Craig, you may know. I'd look to see if Will was still here. I think this is a state of Tennessee thing. I'm not sure this is a county thing. I served on the PBA for about 6 years. If you looked at our agenda, we have 6 vacancies coming up for Public Building Authority. Those positions are unpaid. I think that's a state ruling. I'm not quite sure. That's why I'm asking the question. It's a shame those people do not get paid because they put in a lot of time and a lot of hours. Would somebody, you or you, look into?
I can answer that question.
Okay, thank you.
It is governed by the state. They had their own lawyer. Am I correct? Nick, the
About the
PBA has their own lawyer.
They do, and I think the state statute governing their memberships specifically says that they don't get compensation.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, we still need to get them on the books in HR that they're a committee. And so we do have a couple of boards that are non-paid that we would like to be able to capture who's with us.
Well, commissioners, if you want to change this to this, what she wants to do now, then we need a motion and a second to bring it forward. So is there a motion to approve to go to this new procedure? Motion to approve the new application procedure. Okay, I got a second? Second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you.
All right, other business, I have one thing. So going back to the appraiser, we all know the situation that the county's in. So one of the things that I wanted to do is I called Cody, and I asked him to create a program. And what it does is it checks your property tax assessments by comparing the property assessor's rate with the comptroller's rate. So you can put your address in there, and you will get the comptroller what he has as the rate, and not just the appraiser. So all you have to do, it's an easy program. We just go to the county website. Cody will have all this. His exact comment was we can provide a clear, user-friendly use of the affected properties, enabling citizens to quickly see whether their parcel was included and confirm that the corrections have been made. The list will be searchable and published on the county website so that citizens can easily look up the property by address or owner and review this information anytime. So it's a little bit easier, but it's also, we'll be able to have that data and everything you need to know from the comptroller. Because if you go there right now to the assessors, you get what the assessed property is, but it doesn't show where the comptroller had all his 8,000 parcels that he reviewed. So if there's any questions on that, I'm going to, is there any questions? Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
I always have a question. So if you go on the website and compare the two, enter your property and you'll see the state comptroller's number versus the county's comptroller's number.
Yes.
So which governs? Which do you pay attention to? The counties?
It's a great question. Basically what I'm trying to do is for people to see exactly what their property was listed at. So I would probably say that the assessor has that authority. But I think a lot of people go, did my property get looked at? 8,000 parcels. So This is me kind of saying, hey, here's a chance for you to put it in and see if the comptroller actually looked at yours.
Okay. So it's not necessary. I'll have to play with it to see what it says, but.
Yeah, it's just simply making sure transparency, everybody got the data. I mean, we hear all this stuff about the parcels and what did the comptroller say? What exactly is it? So we'll know that.
Have you actually gone in and played with it yet?
No, I'm just asking for permission to do this. And Cody says it's absolutely not a problem to do this. Okay. And the reason that I'm coming to you now is I went to the mayor to get his blessing on it. So to my understanding, he's okay with it. So I'll need a motion to take this to the county commission and ask for their approval. Second? Second. All those in favor say aye. All right. Is there any other business? Gentlemen, have a great Christmas.
What about the litigation report?
The what?
Litigation report.
You were talking when we did it, so I apologize. You got a question?
No, I don't. I was going to ask the county attorney, do we have litigation report? How are we doing on it?
I think we're doing pretty well for this year. You're going to have things like employment discrimination claims all the time just because we've got so many employees and things happen. Sonia does a great job on trying to keep stuff in check, but inevitably you're going to have stuff that happens. A large majority of the things on your litigation list are like car wrecks and just other, basic personal injury stuff. And then we've got a couple constitutional claims from inmates that we're dealing with. But those are typically routine and they happen.
You good? All right, Jeff.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As most of you have probably heard recently, there's been some questions that have come up that relate to security, not necessarily the commission security, but the committee security process. And there's been some discussion on that, and I just kind of wanted to bring steering up to date. I've had some further conversations with our sheriff's department. They're looking in conjunction with Michael Smith, our finance director, and Nick Christensen, our legal counsel, as to maybe some alternatives, even if it costs a little bit, as to what that might look like. We're in no hurry to do this. We've been without security forever, but times are changing, and as we go forward, it might be a good idea for us to look at security for all commission committee meetings. And the Sheriff's Department's looking into it. As to what the cost may be, Michael is already looking into it as well and is supportive of it, and we'll bounce it off of Nick too. So there'll be something coming in the near future. It might not be next month, it might not even be month after next, but we're looking at the possibility of adding security to our commission committee meetings. Just wanted to bring you guys up to date there.
Okay. Anything else? We're adjourned.